Hey everyone, this is a clip from a recent episode of Another Pass, where we talk about movies and all the struggles that go into making them. If you like it, check out the whole podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
We've jumped very far into the movie, and I do want to say, I like the characters a lot. Particularly Miss Price and Doc Brown or whatever. Because it's like we were saying this before we started recording. The concept that Miss Price would be learning witchcraft through a correspondence school is enough by itself to sell the movie for me. Like, I'm like, oh, this is worthwhile just because that's such a fucking good idea.
It's such a delightful concept.
Yeah. Also, who the person is who is doing that correspondence school for witchcraft, like, the whole thing is really cool. And okay, the thing that gets me is that a month ago they sent her a cat. Just that line to me is one of the best bits of the movie. And then we see the cat and it's like, oh, you do look like you came through the mail a month ago. And it was not kind to you, because the real cat had to look a little messed up so that the puppet cat wouldn't look as different from the real cat. That's how that looked to me.
Can I expand upon that real quick?
Yeah.
This was something that I was talking about with my sibling when we were watching it. So Doc Brown is Doc Brown. I'm calling him Doc Brown. What's his actual name?
Professor Brown. Emilius Brown.
Emilius Brown. Okay. Oh, it is Brown. All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were making a joke there. I had forgotten his name entirely.
It's Professor Brown, and I joked Doc Brown there. But.
Okay. He is a charlatan. He is a liar. This is a fake class, right? But he did research. He got the actual real ingredients. He had a book he was referencing. He did. He sent her an animal. Like, he sent her a broom with correct instructions. Like, that takes time and effort and intentionality to it. So that just paints a very interesting picture to me of him, where, you know, he's going into it like, oh, you know, maybe thinking it's real at first or maybe thinking it's fake, but he, like, bothered to go through and find everything and set it up correctly. So either he thought it was real at first and then couldn't make any of it work, and was like, well, I'm just going to do this correctly anyway, apparently. Or he was like, how am I going to sell witchcraft in the most realistic way possible so that they'll give me their money? And I'm assuming it's the second one, but that's still, like, if you're, you know, selling a class to somebody who's going to buy things from you through mail order and you're teaching them everything, he didn't have to tell them the truth.
Yeah, I think it's actually a mixture of both. I think he wanted it to be true, and he just didn't have the ability that Angela Lansbury's character had, which is the fact that she believes, right? Because in the end, when he needs to kind of needs to get out of the bad situation from being chased by the Nazis and escape, he remembers the spell about turning into a rabbit, and he looks at himself and he's like, you just have to believe that you can do this. And then he's able to perform the magic. So I think partially he probably was looking at it as someone who wanted to do it, and then it was like, well, this isn't working, because he doesn't realize that he's missing the main ingredient, which is just belief, which is why the youngest child is the one that's able to actually power the Bedknob, right? Because he's young enough that he believes. And so since he had seen it done before, and now he's like imbued with this power to believe, now he can do the magic. So before he was like, well, can't do it. Maybe someone else can, but if not, at least I'll make a quick buck. So I think it's somewhere between the two that you proposed.
Gotcha. That tracks. It's interesting to think about.
See, I think he got a real cat, an ordinary broom, and definitely not poisoned, definitely not from a dragon, but probably real liver. Like, that's where it lands for me.
Dragon liver is the one. Okay, but here's the thing. That's a plant. I just need you all to know. In real life, that name belongs to, like, a plant.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Like,
so he went out and got
like mustard seed.
Yeah, exactly. So he went out in the fiction of the world. He went out, and instead of getting a plant and knowing what that is, he went and got an animal part, which I think is very funny.
Right, but I mean, like, he's situated on Portobello Road. He probably just
Yeah.
walked over and was like,
That's
"Oh, is that
true.
an ox liver? Great, that's the right size."
And-
Close enough.
And that cat was just an alley cat somewhere in London. Now
Oh.
I live
Just,
a better life on a
scooped it
farm.
up.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, the cat's reaction to magic is one of my favorite things about it while watching it, because this is not a witch's cat. This is not a cat who is trying to be part of this. This is a cat going, "Why are you in the air? Please stop. Oh no, the bed moved? I'm gonna hide now. Things are moving around me. I'm just gonna leave. See ya."
This cat is like, you know what? It's better than the streets, so I guess I'll stay.
Yeah, this is a cat who ought to be a barn cat.
Oh, yes, correct.
Yeah.
And a barn cat with predictable animals that won't fly randomly and transmorph into things.
I do want to call out that when we are introduced to the cat, we get one of the best lines in the whole movie, where Miss Price goes, "I don't believe in giving animals ridiculous names. I call them cosmic creepers because that's the name he came with."
Yes. Very good.
Remember, if you like that clip, check out the podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.